Again, if we can cultivate this talent, so I look at, when we're spending as a country $500 billion a year on programs that help people who are poor. And the other thing that's really tragic about this, when you look at who is poor people tend to predominantly be people under the age of 18 and people over the age of 65. So there are grandparents and our children that are poor, predominantly in this country. They're more than half of the population of poor people. And so if we can't figure, if anyone doesn't feel bad about a child or someone who would be their grandparent being able to live in a safe home, being able to eat on a daily basis, being able to clothe themselves, is something wrong. There's something wrong with it, right? And again, we can solve this. As I said, we spend $500 billion a year on programs to help people who are living at or below the poverty level. Unfortunately, all the solutions we've tried to bring to bear to address poverty have been politically motivated to date, and they haven't been successful. Because this, at the end of the day, is an economic issue. And this requires a business solution, in my mind. So the thesis of my book is, let's look at this a little bit differently. The average business generates 10 jobs for every $1 million in revenue. What if we were to take that $500 billion and identify 500,000 entrepreneurs in this country that we could give $1 million to each one of those entrepreneurs? Combine that with the training to learn how to successfully scale and grow their business to a point where it only got to 10 million in annual revenue, so that each one of them created 100 jobs. 100 jobs times 500,000 entrepreneurs is 50 million jobs. While with 43 million people living below or at the poverty level, we've just eliminated poverty. Because what we're going to create is jobs that are technology-based. They don't have to be in the technology field, but technology is used, it doesn't matter what you do. You can be in retail, whatever. If you don't understand technology, you probably can't be in that job, or won't be able to be in that job in the next 5 to 10 years. So it's understanding technology and leveraging technology in whatever it is you do. So creating those technology-based skills in everybody so that you can go out and get jobs that pay meaningful wages, not $12 an hour, but the average job in the IT industry starts at $50,000 to $75,000, and you can make 6 figures in IT fairly quickly. So it's training people to gain the skills that allow them to navigate in this technology-centric world and get meaningful jobs that allow them to change not only their destiny, but the destiny of their families. That's achievable in my lifetime, and so that's why I wanted to write this book. It's one, I want to solve this problem. I want to leave the world in a better place for my daughters and for their peers. And we can do that by eliminating poverty and unemployment, and we can do it by creating more successful entrepreneurs, right? And showing them how to successfully scale and grow their respective businesses, so that they each can employ 100 people with their $10 million businesses, and then creating, the book becomes in essence a manual for how do you successfully scale a business. It's understanding both the tactics and strategies that I've talked about, the 7 core traits that are shared by successful businesses. Those are strategic ways of going about scaling a business. But then there are also the tactical ways to scale and grow a business. Every business has a marketing department, a marketing function, a finance function, an accounting function, a legal function, a human resource function, an operations function. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. All businesses are at their core the same. They all have those functions. So if you can train entrepreneurs on what it means to account for what you do, you don't have to be an accountant, but understanding accounting so that you understand when you look at your financial statements what they mean and how that impacts your ability to get financing. whether it's to get any financing or to get more financing once you've already gotten financing. To understand marketing, and again, you don't have to be the person that markets, but understanding who you need to hire to market for you and sell for your company, and you know, why they need the specific skill sets they need because of where you need to market your company at any given point in time in the arc of your company's growth. These are all incredibly valuable skills that can be taught to anybody. You know, unfortunately, most books are written for the writer, not for the reader. You know, and so I'll tell people all the time, people can tell you how to do something, and you can read that, and it may make a lot of sense as you're reading it. But then figuring out how to actually execute that and do that within the confines of your own individual company tend to be very, very difficult to do because most writers don't write that way. And so I'm trying to write something, and this is something that people have told me I'm very good at doing, that is written so that, you know, a 5-year-old could understand, so that anyone can take, you know, what I'm talking about, whether it's finance, marketing, you know, building a board, going out and getting capital, and they can actually, you know, take the whatever section of the book, and they can, you know, articulate that into their own business, and then go out and execute, you know, for their own business, doing whatever it is that particular section of the book is talking about. You know, that's the book I'm trying to write.